Alright, so this is probably take 20 gajillion of my chase flower tutorial. I know there's already one up, or I guess was one up by the time this one is up, but it doesn't really have a good explanation and tips or anything. It kind of has, a few lines of text, but who wants that? Anyway, chase flower, as most of you may not know, I don't know, I didn't know it was called a chase flower, I just kind of started doing it, is when you're standing with the poi on opposite sides of your body, so left and right, and they stay on that side of your body. Whereas if you're spinning, if you're doing a flower like this, they stay on the same side of your body, but they don't. Because my right arm stays on my right side, but that's because my right side is constantly moving with it, and it's just a lot more complex. Where this is just they stay on your body and they do this. And I don't have much room to extend fully, but I'll get into that in a minute. They're doing flowers in either the same or opposite directions. I don't practice opposite very much because I just don't. I don't know, I probably should. Sue me. But I'm going to show you how to do the same direction flowers. As most of you know, it's your poi spinning in one direction and your arm spinning the other. So for your perspective, this is spinning counterclockwise. My arm would spin clockwise. So if both of my arms are doing this on opposite sides and I have good time, it should create a really cool effect. Now, the whole thing behind the chase flower is that your arms on opposite sides of your body. So it's here, the opposites, or if your poi are going forward or reverse, then opposites. Going off what I just said with your poi going in reverse, a quick reference to tell which way you want your arms to go, like backstroke or front stroke, is by whether your poi are moving forward or backwards. If your poi are moving forward, with the top going to your front that way, then you want your arms to move backwards. And vice versa, if your poi are going backwards, you want your arms to move forward. Both. That's backstroke. Forward. Front stroke. Your arms go the same direction unless your poi are going opposite directions, and a big thing to this is the timing of it and how far you open up your arms. You want, if you can move, if you have room, which I don't, in my room, if you have the room and you can walk with it, move your arms with your legs, because it allows you to open up your chest a lot more. If you're standing like this, you can extend your arms fully, but if you're like this, it takes away some of that room to extend. It may not be much, but it, looks better anyway. And if you're walking with something, it kind of looks cooler. But that's, about you can stand like this and just do like this because you can pivot your body. But I wouldn't recommend just standing like this because it makes this extension significantly smaller than this one. So it kind of throws it off a little bit. It doesn't look as uniform, which is, a big thing. And the other thing I said is them being on the right time, which is that they are more or less perfectly split timed, because even a little bit off really throws the whole dynamic of the flower completely out of whack. So you want it to be able to hit the inside point at the same time, so really the important part is where it hits the outside, or when it hits the outside point. But, it's easier to focus on the inside point in my opinion. But hey, that's just me. So if they're spinning on opposites, then I go backwards. Out, 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 out. Out, out, do. Out, 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 out. And so the point of this is, to have them go out at the same time, rather than at kind of separate times, like out, out. Like I said, I don't have enough room. But anyway, you can do it butterflied, where it's but I don't practice that. Kind of like that. I don't know if that would really be called a chase flower, but anyway. To learn it, my tips are start out by doing the direction that your poyer is spinning. So if your poyer is spinning forward, if you want to learn this first, I would assume it would be the easiest. You move your arms backwards with the backstroke, like I said. And just, I'm sorry, what am I saying? If you're learning it forward, the ultimate point would be to have them doing the backstroke. But you want to start having them do a front stroke with your poyer on the outside of your arms and doing as many loops as you want, because this helps you clean up your planes. If you're already good with planes out there for whatever reason, you don't really need to do this. After that, have your poyer going the direction you're going to have them go ultimately with the flower, but move your arms in the proper direction for the flower. So you are essentially doing a flower, you're doing anti-spin, but don't focus on where the petals are, or really the time either. Just kind of do it until you get the planes right and you get the feel for them going the opposite way your arms are, because that really threw me off the first time. After that, focus on getting them to hit the center at the same time. Just get the time right. Click, 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 click. Dut, 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 dut. Not like, you know, don't have them doing this kind of thing. Then, after that, just focus on where you want the outsides to hit, because you can do anti-spin on both sides of your body, opposite of the position of the other hand, and at the right time. So then, it's just a matter of determining where you want the petals to be, you know, vertically and horizontally, or do you want them to be both diagonals? And I think that's about it, really. I have other tutorials posted up, like for Diablo and stuff, but alternative reasons for that. Birdie Bob. Yes, I have a shirt because I use the internet way too much. And there's a long story behind that, but that's for another time. Thanks for watching my tutorials. Have fun.